Hello students, welcome to AriserTalent. Today we are going to study the chapter Fundamental Unit of Life. As we already have studied this chapter, now it is time to solve some important questions of NCERT. First of all, we will discuss what would happen if the plasma membrane ruptures or breaks down. As we know that plasma membrane is a selectively permeable membrane. Okay, so if it will rupture, then as it protects the internal chemical materials, then if it will be ruptured, then what will happen? The external material and some injurious material, also we can say unwanted, and maybe it may be injurious to the cell, that will enter inside the body of the cell, and then it will damage the cell. Clear? So here we go with the answer. Answer that plasma membrane is the selectively permeable membrane and it maintains homeostasis, that is chemical components of the cell. If plasma membrane ruptures, or breaks down, then unwanted or maybe injurious to the cell, we can say unwanted material or maybe injurious material to the cell body will enter inside the cell and the constant internal chemical composition of the cell will be lost and it will not be able to perform basic functions. Okay, so as we know, plasma membrane is selectively permeable membrane. It allows only the entrance and exit of selective materials only. But if it will get rupture or it will get damage or break down by any reason, then what will happen? The unwanted material or maybe the material which is injurious to the cell body will enter inside the cell and it will spoil the internal chemical composition of the cell, and then the cell will not be able to perform its basic function. Clear? So this is the reason, this is the answer, that what will happen if plasma membrane will rupture or break down. Clear? Now next is, what would happen to the life of a cell if there was no Golgi apparatus? as we know, the function of Golgi apparatus is to store, modify and packaging of materials. Beside it, it also produces lysosomes. Okay, and the function of lysosome is to do the process of digestion, like it has some digestive enzyme, it releases some digestive enzyme. Thus, the Golgi apparatus is also known as the kind of the disposal of waste material. Okay, so thus we can say if Golgi apparatus will not be there, then the cell will die. Clear? So here we go with the answer that Golgi apparatus helps in storage, modification, and packaging of material in vesicle. Okay, and also helps to produce lysosome, releases digestive enzymes. Thus, Golgi apparatus is also known as waste disposal system. Okay, it performs two functions, like it do the storage, modification and packaging of materials in the vesicles, and beside it, it produces lysosome, and lysosome releases digestive enzyme. Thus, we can say that Golgi apparatus is also known as waste disposal system. Okay, if we can mention, like in absence of Golgi apparatus, the cell will die. Okay. So this is the answer. What will happen if the Golgi apparatus will not be there in the cell? So cell can be die because generally it performs two functions: storage of materials in the vesicles and produces lysosome, which releases digestive enzymes. So okay, so thus we can say it performs two main functions, and if it will not be there in the cell, then the cell will die. Okay, so this is the answer. Next is, which organelle is known as the powerhouse of the cell and why? As we all know that mitochondria is known as the powerhouse of the cell because it provides the energy to the cell required for various chemical activities in the form of ATP. And what is ATP? ATP is the adenosine triphosphate. Which organelle is known as the powerhouse of the cell? Then here we can mention that mitochondria is known as the powerhouse of the cell. Why? Because it provides energy to the cell for various chemical activities in the form of ATP. Okay, adenosine triphosphate. So, which organ is known as powerhouse of the cell? Here we can mention that mitochondria is known as the powerhouse of the cell. Why? Because it provides energy. Generally, what is the function of powerhouse? The function of powerhouse is to provide energy. So, here mitochondria provides energy to whom? To the cell. For what? For various chemical activities. And we all know that various chemical activities need energy. So, this energy is provided by mitochondria in the form of ATP. Clear? This is the reason that mitochondria is known as the powerhouse of the cell. Clear? Next is, where do the lipids and proteins constituting the cell membrane get synthesized? As we all know that lipids are synthesized by a smooth endoplasmic reticulum and proteins are synthesized by rough endoplasmic reticulum, because rough endoplasmic reticulum consists of ribosomes and ribosomes are the sites to synthesize protein. Clear? So, here the answer is that lipids and proteins which are constituting the cell membrane get synthesized in the endoplasmic reticulum, and lipids are synthesized by SER, means smooth endoplasmic reticulum, whereas proteins are synthesized by ribosomes which are present on the rough endoplasmic reticulum. Clear? So, here we go with the answer, that lipids and protein constituting the cell membrane get synthesized in the endoplasmic reticulum. Okay. Rough proteins are synthesized on ribosome present on rough endoplasmic reticulum and smooth endoplasmic reticulum synthesize lipids. Thus, lipids and proteins are synthesized inside the endoplasmic reticulum. Clear? Generally, endoplasmic reticulum is of two types, rough and smooth. So, rough endoplasmic reticulum helps to synthesize what? Protein, and smooth endoplasmic reticulum will help to synthesize lipids, and thus we can say that lipids and proteins both are synthesized inside the endoplasmic reticulum. Clear? Next is, how does an amoeba obtain its food? Generally, we know that amoeba acquire its food by the process of endocytosis. Okay, what happens? It spread it extend its pseudopodia around the food particle, then it engulf the food particle with the help of pseudopodia. Okay, and this process is known as endocytosis. Thus, we can say that amoeba acquires its food by the process of endocytosis. Let's write the answer. Amoeba obtain its food by the process of endocytosis. Amoeba extends its pseudopodia around the food particle. And closes the what happens, it's around the food particle with the help of pseudopodia, then they engulf the food inside the cell, or we can mention and engulf the food inside the cell. Clear? So this is the answer, that how amoeba gets its food. So amoeba obtains its food by the process of endocytosis. It exchanges its pseudopodia around the food particle and then thus engulf the food inside the cell like this. Suppose this is the structure of amoeba and here is the food particle. Then what will happen? It will extend the pseudopodia around the food particle, okay, like this, and soon it will close the ends and then it will engulf the food particle inside the cell. Clear? Next is, what is osmosis? Actually, the osmosis is the process by which water moves through the semi-permeable membrane from the lower concentration to the higher concentration. Okay, thus we can say it is kind of diffusion. Okay, in which the molecules of water pass through a semi-permeable membrane from the less concentration to the region of higher concentration. Clear? So here we go with the answer. Osmosis is the process in which molecules of water pass through a semi-permeable membrane from region of lower concentration to the region of higher concentration. Okay, so what is osmosis? Osmosis is the process in which molecules of water, or we can say solvent, moves from lower concentration to the higher concentration through the semi-permeable membrane. Clear? So this is known as osmosis. Next is, why do plant cells possess large sized vacuole? As we know, function of vacuole is to store food and other materials like cells have also, which provide turgidity to the cell. So we can say that plant cell have a large sized vacuole because it performs the function of what? Because it stores food for the cell and it also stores cell sap. It also contains cell sap which provide turgidity to the cell. Clear? So here we go with the answer that plant cells have a large vacuole because vacuole stores food and contain cell sap which provides turgidity to the cell. Got it? So what is the function of vacuole? Function of vacuole is to store food and it contains some sap which provide turgidity to the cell. Clear? So this is the function of large vacuole. Then why the plant cell has large sized vacuole? Clear? Next is, differentiate between rough and smooth endoplasmic reticulum. How is endoplasmic reticulum important for membrane biogenesis? If we talk about rough and smooth endoplasmic reticulum, as we know that rough endoplasmic reticulum is rough in structure because it contains ribosome. So we can say that in rough endoplasmic reticulum ribosomes are present, but in smooth endoplasmic reticulum ribosomes are absent. This is the reason that it has a smooth surface. Clear? Beside it, rough endoplasmic reticulum is the site of what? Synthesis of protein, and smooth endoplasmic reticulum is the site of synthesis of lipids. Clear? So this is the main difference between rough endoplasmic reticulum and smooth endoplasmic reticulum. How is endoplasmic reticulum important for membrane biogenesis? As we know that lipid and proteins work as a they help to build the membrane, because we all know that plasma membrane or other membranes are made up of lipid bilayer, okay, and proteins are embedded in them. So thus we can say that membrane biogenesis is the process to form the membrane, okay, and lipids and proteins which are generally synthesized by rough endoplasmic reticulum and smooth endoplasmic reticulum, then they helps to build the membrane. Thus we can say that endoplasmic reticulum is important for the membrane biogenesis. Clear? Okay, so here we go with the answer. So first of all, we will discuss about the rough endoplasmic reticulum and smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Clear? So rough endoplasmic reticulum generally consists of cisternes and smooth endoplasmic reticulum consists tubules and vesicles. So we can mention it consists mainly cisternae. Okay, it consists cisternae, and smooth endoplasmic reticulum, it mainly consists of tubules and vesicles. Okay, rough endoplasmic reticulum has ribosomes attached on the surface of endoplasmic reticulum, and here ribosomes are absent. Ribosomes are absent. Okay, and it is well developed. Which RER? It is well developed in the cells, specialized to synthesize protein and it is well developed in the cells. It is well developed in the cells to synthesize, or we can mention that in the cells specialized to synthesize lipids. Clear? So as I told you, rough endoplasmic reticulum consists cisternally and smooth endoplasmic reticulum consists tubules and vesicles. It has ribosomes. That is the reason it is known as rough endoplasmic reticulum, because it has ribosomes attached on the cytoplasmic surface of the endoplasmic reticulum, and in the smooth endoplasmic reticulum ribosomes are absent. This is the reason its cytoplasmic surface is smooth. And here we go with another point, that it is well developed in the cells, specialized to synthesize protein. As I told you that function of rough endoplasmic reticulum is to synthesize protein, and the function of smooth endoplasmic reticulum is to synthesize lipids. Clear? So these are smooth endoplasmic reticulum is well developed in the cells which are specialized to synthesize lipids. Clear? So this is the difference between rough endoplasmic reticulum and smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Now, how is endoplasmic reticulum important for membrane biogenesis? So here we go with the another part, that rough endoplasmic reticulum helps in synthesize protein and smooth endoplasmic reticulum helps to synthesize lipids. Here we can mention that rough endoplasmic reticulum helps in synthesize protein and smooth endoplasmic reticulum helps to synthesize lipids. Proteins and lipids, both help to build cell membrane, thus endoplasmic reticulum helps in membrane biogenesis. Okay, as we know that rough endoplasmic reticulum helps to synthesize protein and smooth endoplasmic reticulum help to synthesize lipids, and proteins and lipid both help to build cell membrane. Thus, endoplasmic reticulum helps in the membrane biogenesis. Clear? And what is membrane biogenesis? Membrane biogenesis is the process in which protein and lipid together help to build the cell membrane. Clear? So, we can say that in the process of membrane biogenesis, endoplasmic reticulum helps or plays an important role. Clear? So, these were the important questions of NCERT. Hope you got it and I hope you will learn them. Take care. Bye.